Do you want to know the 7 critical signs that a relationship is not worth your time? Inspired by the legendary wisdom of Miyamoto Musashi. In this video, we uncover the key phrases that should make you rethink your relationship and explore Musashi's timeless teachings to help you recognize when it's time to walk away. Don't miss these powerful insights that could change your life. Lesson 1. You're too sensitive. People who say you're too sensitive often don't care about your feelings and don't think they are real. Miyamoto Musashi said that the way of the fighter is a way to become strong and aware of yourself. Musashi thought it was very important to know yourself and your feelings very well. Being sensitive is not a flaw. It's a strength that helps you connect with yourself and the world around you. What Musashi taught about this is clear from how much he stressed awareness and knowing oneself. He added, "You must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain. For each person, this means that their path and events are different. Being sensitive is a part of who you are and shouldn't be made fun of. If someone says to you, 'You're too sensitive,' they are ignoring a part of who you are. This comment shows that you don't care about or want to understand your point of view." Musashi tells us to be aware of these kinds of signs and not let a relationship make us give up our honor and self-respect. Both people in a relationship should understand and accept each other's feelings and help each other grow emotionally. If your partner keeps telling you that you're too sensitive, it could mean that they don't care about your mental health. Musashi taught us to respect ourselves and to leave situations and people that make us feel bad about our own worth and peace. So, it's important to think about the connection. If a woman tells you that you're too sensitive, remember that being sensitive means you are emotionally intelligent and aware. Do not let anyone make you feel bad about how deeply you can feel things. As Musashi would say, take care of your heart and stay away from things that make you feel less important or hurtful. Lesson 2. You're insecure. Insecurity is a normal part of being human, and we all feel it sometimes. When a woman says you're anxious, she usually means she doesn't understand, but she does think you're. Musashi's lessons stress how important it is to know yourself and get better. He thought that one way to grow as a person is to be aware of and understand their own fears. Musashi's idea of always thinking about yourself is very important here. He told them, "Don't think lies. The way is to train." In other words, being honest about our fears is important for personal growth. If you want to hurt or control someone, don't use their insecurity as a tool. Instead, use it as a reason to think about things and grow. If your partner takes advantage of your fears, they are not helping you grow. They are making your self-doubt worse and stopping you from moving forward. Musashi's teachings teach us that a real fighter faces their fears head-on and works to get past them. A partner who is there for you should support this process and not make fun of you for being weak. Both people in a relationship should make the other person feel safe and sure of themselves. If your partner brushes off your worries and makes you feel worse about them, it means they don't care about you or support you. Musashi's lessons tell us to try to be in balance with others and with ourselves. If your partner doesn't back you, this balance is upset and you can't become the best version of yourself. So, if a woman tells you that you're nervous in a critical or dismissive way, you should think about ending the relationship. Real power comes from facing and solving fears, not from denying or putting them down. Musashi's wise words tell us to look for places and people that help us grow and respect ourselves. If someone is using your fears against you, you shouldn't stay in the relationship. Find someone who can help you get through them and get better. Lesson 3. It's always your fault. Putting the blame on someone else is bad for any relationship. Ladies, when a woman says, "It's always your fault," she's trying to avoid taking blame. Musashi's lessons on self-discipline and duty can help us understand this situation better. He thought that a fighter was someone who took responsibility for their deeds and learned from them. Musashi's idea of the 5 rings includes the idea of being self-disciplined and planning ahead. He stated, "In battle, if you make your opponent flinch, you have already won." This shows how important it is to be in charge of your activities and the circumstances. This balance is upset by moving blame, which makes the setting unhealthy and stops people from learning and growing. In a good relationship, both people are responsible for what they do. When disagreements happen, both people involved should think about what they can do to make things better and then work together to find answers. If your partner always blames you for everything, it shows that they are not mature or ready to work through problems with you. Musashi's lessons stress how important it is for everyone in a relationship to accept and balance each other. Shifting blame also makes it harder to communicate and trust each other. When one partner is blamed for everything, it makes the other partner afraid and angry. Musashi's teachings teach us how to build partnerships on trust, respect, and understanding. If your partner always blames you, they don't follow these basic rules. So if a woman tells you that everything is always your fault, you should think about whether the relationship is healthy. A good relationship is built on trust and responsibility for each other. The lessons that Musashi taught us tell us to value these ideas and to leave relationships that hurt them. Stay away from someone who always blames you and won't take responsibility for what they do. Look for a partner who will hold you accountable and help you build a strong, healthy relationship. Lesson 4. You're not good enough. Self-worth is an important part of our health and happiness. It hurts your self-esteem and worth when a woman tells you that you're not good enough. Musashi's lessons on self-respect and inner power can help you with this. He thought that each person has value and promise in and of themselves. As Musashi said, the no-mind state, or mushin, tells us to act without thinking about what we should do. He said, "There is good and no evil in the void, wisdom, principle, and the way all exist, but spirit is nothing." This shows how important it is to have inner strength and faith in yourself. When someone tells you that you're not good enough, they are trying to get you out of no mind and make you question yourself. A person who is there for you should lift you up, not bring you down. They need to know what your skills are and how to help you improve your flaws. If your partner tells you over and over that you're not good enough, it means they don't like or accept you for who you are. Musashi taught us to respect ourselves and not let anyone make us feel less important. What other people think of you doesn't affect your self-worth. Musashi's teachings tell us to believe in ourselves and be strong inside. If your partner makes you feel bad about yourself, they don't value your worth and potential. Both people in a relationship should back and encourage each other, and they should each other's strengths. If a lady tells you that you're not good enough, you should think about ending the connection. If you want a connection, you shouldn't put your self-worth at risk. Musashi's lessons tell us to have faith in ourselves and stay away from things that make us feel less valuable. Do not stay with someone who makes you feel bad about yourself. Find a partner who sees how valuable you are and wants to help you reach your full potential. Lesson 5. I'm not attracted to you anymore. Attraction, both physical and mental, is an important part of any relationship. It can be very upsetting when a woman tells you that she's no longer interested in you. The lessons that Musashi taught about keeping the mind, body, and spirit in order can teach us a lot about this. He thought that balance and unity were important in every part of life. Musashi's The Void Principle shows us that everything changes and how important it is to adapt. He said, "There is good and no evil in the void, wisdom, principle, and the way all exist, but spirit is nothing." This means that love can change and grow, just like everything else. That being said, it shouldn't be used to hurt or put down someone. If your partner tells you that they're not interested in you anymore, it could mean that there are bigger problems in the relationship. Attraction isn't just about how someone looks, it's also about how they feel and how much they respect each other. Musashi's lessons tell us how important it is for relationships to be balanced and peaceful. It is very important to have an open and honest talk with your partner about why they are no longer interested in you. A person who is there for you should talk about how you feel with care and understanding. It shows that they don't care about your feelings if they tell you they're not interested in you in a hurtful or dismissive way. Musashi's teachings teach us how to build relationships based on respect and understanding for each other. So, if a woman tells you that she's no longer interested in you, you should think about how healthy the relationship is. Attraction on a physical and mental level is important, but so are conversation and respect. Musashi's lessons tell us to make sure that our relationships are balanced and peaceful. If someone makes you feel ugly and unwanted, you shouldn't stay with them. Pick a partner who cares about you, treats you with respect, and wants to keep the relationship strong and healthy. Lesson 6. I need space. If a woman tells you she needs space, it could mean she has greater problems. Musashi's lessons on being independent and self-disciplined can help us understand this situation better. He thought it was important to stay true to yourself and grow as a person. Musashi's The Way of Walking Alone principle stresses how important it is to be independent and able to rely on yourself. He stated, "Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world." This means that having friends is important, but keeping your own personality and personal space is just as important. Needing space isn't always a bad thing, but it should be talked about and understood in the context of the relationship. If your partner tells you they need room, you should accept their desire to be alone and grow as a person. But it's also important to know why they're doing it, and make sure it doesn't mean they're not committed or interested in the relationship. Musashi taught us to find a balance between our need to be with other people and our need to be on our own. A mate who wants to be helpful should be honest and understanding when they need space. If they say this need in a rude or hurtful way, it could mean there are bigger problems in the relationship. Musashi's teachings teach us how to build relationships based on respect and understanding for each other. So, if a woman tells you that she needs room, you should have an open and honest talk about why she feels that way. You should respect her need to be alone, but you should also keep the relationship healthy and fair. Musashi's lessons tell us to try to keep our relationships peaceful and balanced. Do not stay in a situation where you feel like you are not wanted or cared for. Lesson 7. I'm not happy. Being happy is an important part of any relationship. You should know right away that something is wrong when a woman tells you she's not happy. Musashi's lessons on knowing yourself and always getting better can help us understand this situation better. He thought it was important to figure out and deal with the reasons why people were unhappy. In Musashi's The 5 Rings philosophy, there is the idea of always getting better and adapting. He stated, "Today is victory over yourself of yesterday. Tomorrow is your victory over lesser men." This shows how important it is to deal with problems and keep trying to get better in all areas of life, including relationships. As soon as your partner tells you they're unhappy, you need to figure out why and work together to fix the problem. To be happy in a partnership, both people have to do their part. The lessons of Musashi tell us to look at this with an eye toward growth and better. A partner who wants to help should be honest and understanding when their partner is unhappy. If they say this in a rude or hurtful way, it could mean that there are bigger problems in the relationship. Musashi's teachings teach us how to build relationships based on respect and understanding for each other. It is important to have an open and honest talk with a woman about why she's not happy if she tells you that. To fix the problems and make things better between you, work together. Musashi's lessons tell us to keep making our relationships better and more balanced. When your partner is unhappy and won't work to make things better, you shouldn't stay with them. Miyamoto Musashi's lessons give us deep insights into self-respect and partnerships. If a woman tells you any of these 7 things, you should immediately think about the relationship's health and mood. The ideals of Musashi tell us to value ourselves, look for balance and unity, and keep trying to make everything better. Stay away from situations that make you feel bad about yourself and your health. Instead, look for teams where both people accept, understand, and grow each other.